Hello, this is the login page for Naxos Music Library Jazz. If you're a member of a subscribing institution, you may either be automatically logged in or asked to log in through your institution's website. On the left, you can click the play button to listen to a complete featured album from the library. Further down on the page, you'll find a brief introduction and more details about Naxos Music Library Jazz. To dig deeper and see the full functionality of the website, click the free preview here on the right. This will give you full access to NML Jazz for 15 minutes. If you already have login details, enter your username and password and click Login. This will then bring you to the home page of Naxos Music Library Jazz. The main content of this page is a presentation of featured albums that have been recently added to NML Jazz. On the left, you'll find the main navigation for the whole website. New and News, showing albums recently added to NML Jazz and news about new labels joining the catalogue. People, showing lists of composers and artists. Click on any name here to see more details. Click the letters here to browse the list, or search for a specific name here. Clicking on any name will show a list of works available, and clicking here will show all the albums. Categories. This is helpful for finding albums in a specific genre like contemporary or blues. Labels. Click on any label here to see a short introduction and a list of all albums in the catalogue. Playlists, including your personal playlists and those of any institution that you belong to, as well as playlists curated by the Naxos team. Here you can see My Playlists, NML Tutorials, that's the institution account we created for these videos, and the built-in NML Jazz playlists. And finally, Favorites, showing tracks and albums that you've added to this list. Back on the home page, if you select an album on the right-hand side, you get to the album page. There are lots of useful functions on this page. Let's have a look at some of the controls. If you click the play button, the music will start playing from the beginning of the album. To hide the player and keep navigating the site, click the arrow here or the Hide Player link at the top. If you click anywhere else on the site, this will also hide the player. Next to each work in the album list here, clicking the plus will show you the artists featured on each track. This is very helpful with compilations or albums with various performers. Click the I next to any track to see details about the work and any other albums the work is available on. On the left of the page, you can open the booklet and the back cover image as a PDF file, which you can also download to your computer. Further down, there's a link to buy the album on iTunes, and below that links to the category and the label, as well as all the people related to this album. Clicking any link will bring up further information. Back on the album page, you'll see a few more controls here above the track list. They are Show Static URLs. This will give you a URL for the album and for each individual track. Add to Favorites. If you click this without selecting any tracks, the whole album will be added to your favorites. If you select individual tracks first, only these will be added. Add to Playlist. This will open the playlist dialog where you can add any number of tracks to a new playlist or select an existing one. See our separate video on using playlists for more details. Share. With one click, share the current page to Facebook or Twitter. And finally, add selected tracks or the whole album to the play queue by clicking this icon. This will add the tracks below any tracks that are already playing. The Naxos Music Library Jazz catalogue is so huge, it's good that there are easy ways to find music to listen to. One of the fastest ways of finding an album or a work is just to enter text in the keyword search box at the top. Let's test this by entering Fats Waller and Warner. As expected, this returns a list of over 40 albums, including the terms Fats Waller and Warner. From here we can dive straight into the album view to see more details. For more tips on how you can use the keyword search, click the eye icon next to the keyword search. For a more detailed search, let's have a look at the powerful advanced search. This page shows a number of search fields that we can use, and this is where it can get really interesting. Let's search for works that match these criteria. The composer is Thelonious Monk. The label is Fantasy. And the featured instrument is trumpet. If you change your mind and want to reset the search, just click the Clear button here. We're going to continue now and search to see what we can find. Here we see an album by Miles Davis, and if we scroll down a bit, we can see his performance of Monk's Round Midnight. Back on the Advanced Search Results page, click the arrows at the top of the page to tweak the search to narrow down the results. For example, we could narrow it down to only show Miles Davis. Make sure you download our mobile apps for iOS or Android and listen to NML Jazz wherever you are.